Hey, everybody, welcome back to our next episode of the People of VeVe. We went on a little bit of a hiatus due to scheduling, other projects that were going on, and then these guys and I all got sick around the same time, but we're finally here, and I'm super excited to welcome and introduce a couple of amazing members of the VeVe fam and also real life superheroes in my book from the LA Fire Department. Hi, Jason and Ryan. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How you doing, VV Magic?
Great.
Very good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for giving me the time. I know your schedules are super busy, but I'm super excited to finally get together and do this. Great timing, actually, because I first wanted to talk about yesterday. This will take a few days to get out, but yesterday was the premiere of the VV 500, and I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about it.
Ryan, you want to start off first, or you want me to take it?
Go for it.
All right. Yeah, I was at the fire station yesterday, and we all watched the VV 500 together on the big screen that we have, and truly amazing. It was, our minds were blown.
What were like a couple of your favorite parts about it?
Just how well it was put together, and of course, Chucky won. So right. No, it was very well put together. Really enjoyed the content. It was honestly mind blowing. It was very cool.
What about you, Ryan?
For me, I was blown away because I've seen some of his prior stuff, just a little clips of it, and so I didn't really know what to expect. And when it came out, I was just like, I was blown away. I was just imagining the time that went into it and the effort, and then I'd say my favorite part would be how they jumped up through the into the VeVe-verse, how it opened up and just the music with it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like even just right now thinking about it, I got chills. But when I saw that, just total chills, got a little emotional. I'm just like, oh, it was so beautiful. And it like gets you excited for like the possibilities. And the fact that in that video, so in his other videos, he'd played around and made collectibles do things that they don't actually do, but everything stayed true to form in this video. I mean, he used only the animations that come with them and all that. I mean, obviously there's a lot of special effects, but to be able to work with them in just the way they are, um, that's no easy task. And it was amazing. Yeah, he spent 700 hours on that. And just, I thought it was really amazing, all the community and the team coming together. I don't know if you guys caught it, but we did a Twitter space afterwards, and it was so fun because everybody was like still in character as if it was like a real race, and it was a really fun banter.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
we really enjoyed it.
great. So I think this question is probably going to go to Ryan first. Can you tell me how you got introduced to VeVe and then sort of like spread the word? I know the fire department you guys are part of is pretty heavily involved with VeVe at this point.
Yeah. So for me, it started out. I got hurt a few years back, so I was off work in 2020, and then 2021 part of the year, and I hurt my back, so I had a lot of time at home on the couch. Couldn't really do too much, just recovering. And I had found out about like the whole crypto thing before that, so I was kind of researching, looking at different coins and projects, and along the way I'd come across what an NFT was, and I started like diving into that and trying to understand it. Along with that came finding out what like crypto kitties and crypto punks were,
Mm.
and how those started out, how they gained traction and got popular, and so then a few months later, I came across a picture on YouTube of the Batman coming out of the phone,
Mm.
the thumbnails, and I'm pretty sure it was my first video watching anything about VeVe or ecomi was Taps, one of his first videos,
Oh, nice.
Taps Trades. So shout and
Yeah.
I watched it, and I was like, thinking in the background about what an NFT was, and then watching his video and understanding the whole licensed IP and the popularity that comes along with these brands. And so for me, it was instant. Like it just clicked in my head. Like, oh my gosh, this is going to be something huge. And the more research I did, finding out all the other brands that VeVe had, and then you read their white paper, and I went down a rabbit hole after that. I knew it was going to be something great. So yeah, then I got into it. I looked at the app and it was real buggy at the time. I get kicked off half the time. But some of the stuff in the store was still available. That was in like February of 2021.
Oh wow, early.
The the Batmans that were on there, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend like $50 on this yet.
Little did you know.
Right?
I had that
But
same.
it's funny. My first collectible was it was like one of the Mermacornos that came out. I got it on the drop, so I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. Yeah, then I went back and I bought like a Batman and it was still available. But yeah, right after I got in is when everything sold out, and then the market was not working at the time. It was out of it. It wasn't working at all, so you couldn't really get on there to look at that. But yeah, it's just from there it was went crazy.
I remember you called me, Ryan, and you're like, bro, I have a company for you to invest in, because we already invested in, Coinbase and,
Mm,
some crypto and stuff. And Ryan's like, dude, do your due diligence. But hey, I found this company. It's all about NFTs. It's this company called VeVe. I'm like, all right, I'll take a look at it. About a week later went by, and I'm like, we're at the fire. Well, I'm at the fire station. Ryan's at home, and so I do my due diligence. I'm like, dude, this company's legit. They have all these IPs of these major brands. This is amazing. And I was heavily invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum at the time.
mm.
And he told me about Omi also. And I literally sold 6 figures of my other crypto that I had, and I went all in on Omi.
Wow,
I bought my first 10 million Omi for $90,000.
that's crazy.
Right?
I
Right? I know.
think
I
we bought
know.
about the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, Daniel Lee and a couple other people, same thing. They bought, pretty high, but you know, it is what it is, and we're just happy to be here, and especially part of this awesome community.
Yeah. All right. So you guys obviously got involved right around the same time, but I heard that you also have the majority of your station on the in the app and as part of the community as well. Can you sort of tell me how that came to be?
Yeah. So, obviously Ryan got me involved, and then, just us being at the station together, we're showing everybody else, we're going for the drops and stuff. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? And, so they got super excited too. Like, hey, how do we join? And, so we just, pulled up the app, and hey, this is all you have to do. And so they started getting drops, and, we got about 10 other guys and one girl, one
Wow.
firefighter. Yeah. In it. So yeah, everybody's just super stoked. Then we ended up getting a mural at the fire station, and I know I had sent you pictures of it, where we actually had an artist come in and put our engine and our rescue on there, and we actually put VV on one of the buildings. That's how passionate we are about VV.
I know. I
Snuck
love
it
it. Yeah, that reminds me. I wanted to sort of tell the backstory of how we all got connected, and it was um it was a Metaverse Life Magic Happy Hour space that we were holding, and Jason, you happened to be in, and I don't think you'd ever spoken before, but we were just trying to have a very welcoming and open stage, and we had another speaker who had never spoken before and got to meet that person, and then you came in. And you told us about the mural, and then you sent me pictures, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's like incredible!" And I even sent it to David Yu, and he was like, "Wow, these guys, this is awesome! Like, I love this." And then we sort of kept in touch, and then you reached out for Decon Anaheim, and I was at Disneyland that day on the Friday before, and you were like, "Hey, we're around. We'd love to meet up with people." So I started messaging Randy and um who's the other one that I messaged? My collectibles, a couple of guys. I'm like, hey, are any of you guys around? You can hang out. And then it sounded like you guys had a blast. You met up with Randy and Taps, right?
Yeah, we met up with Randy and Taps. I mean, it was honestly it was surreal, and I still keep in touch with Randy, and obviously yourself and a couple other people. But yeah, we got to meet up with Randy, with Taps, with Wendy. Met Sleeping Comics. He was really cool. Who else, Ryan? Who else did we meet up with?
let's see. Just it was weird just seeing everybody that we watch, on YouTube. That was the biggest thing for me. Is like, you're at home, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're like shoulder to shoulder talking with everyone that you're following. You guys are all into something together. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, it's cool to be able to share that. And then I remember Randy and Taps were like posting pictures wearing your guys' like uniforms and holding an axe and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I love it. And then
Yeah,
I got to meet you guys Saturday, or was it Friday night at oh, it was Friday night at Decon, right? Because you guys could
Friday
only be
night.
there on Friday.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think Ryan, you were flying out the next day, and then I had to go back to the station the next day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know you guys were desperately wanting to claim your. I see your fancy shirt you got there. You were wanting to get your swag for your VV logo cards, and that wasn't happening to the next day. But the rules are that if you show up to an event, then you can claim your gear. And so we live semi nearby, and so I stopped off to make sure that you got your stuff, and then you handed me a flyer for a fundraiser for the fire department, one of your own, and I thought it'd be fun to come support, brought some animals along, and we had a real life meetup of our own. I got to see a tour of the station and the beautiful mural on the wall. Got to see your media room where you guys watch your all your YouTube content. I mean, it's amazing. Like you guys are, I can't speak highly enough about how positive you are and how involved you are. And just because you're not, a vocal personality like the YouTubers, you guys are still like a huge, huge part of the community. It's awesome.
thank you. We really appreciate that, and
Yeah. We're
thank
glad that you did that. Came out. That was real supportive. It's cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's a great cause, and I'm not lying when I say I love meeting up with the VV fam, and especially if it's for something super beneficial for somebody else's life. I want to do anything I can to help out. So yeah, that was awesome.
Well, thank
So,
you.
huh?
Oh, I said, well, thank you. And also on that note, with the VV fam, I've been invested in other projects and stuff before too. Nothing like VeVe, nothing like Omi, and the community that surrounds it. I mean, meeting up with yourself and Silicon Secure and the real Randy Chavez and Taps and Sleeping Comics. I mean, it was surreal, and we got to meet Daniel Lee. Everybody was the nicest. Everybody was just amazing. And then we got to meet David and Dan and Alex and Reese, and it was amazing. Everybody is just super cool, super chill, and very very passionate about this community. So
What made you guys want to? I know you even went to the previous decon, which I wasn't really involved at that point, so I didn't go to that one. I wasn't quite comfortable. But what made you guys want to go to the event?
so I went to the first one with my girlfriend at the time, and I met up with Ryan and his wife afterwards at downtown Disney.
Oh,
And
fun.
and Ryan had just bought his Walt and Mickey. How much did you buy it for, Ryan?
I got my first one for like 2,800.
Oh, I thought you were saying
2,800.
28,000. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, and then
that's
so
a
we're
good
sitting
price.
in downtown Disney, and then he goes, "Hey, you should buy it. This is a good piece." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I think I bought mine for 2,900,
Did you
and
buy it while you were at downtown Disney?
we did.
Oh, I love
Yep,
it.
yep. And so we were actually, showing, Ryan was showing his wife, I was showing my girlfriend, just sitting there, we're just putting it up in augmented reality in downtown Disney. Disney, it was pretty cool.
That was the day of the drop for Walt.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Actually, that
Yeah, it
was the
had
day.
to have
You're
been
right.
because that price went up the next day.
Yeah.
Very significantly. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, and so you even brought some of your own swag for the people of the team, right?
absolutely. Yeah, actually, you're wearing some swag right now.
Oh, that's way. I know. I love the shirt.
Yeah, we actually brought David, Dan, Alex G, Reese, yourself, and uh, Rio Randy Chavez and Taps. Actually, some Los Angeles City Fire Department swag. So
That's
they were,
cool.
they were very, very appreciative. David and Dan were super nice. Everybody in the community, like I said, I can't speak highly enough of them. Just very nice, just down to earth people.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
do you guys think of yourselves as hodlers? Do you play with the market a little bit, flipping? Like, what's your guys' strategy? We'll go with Ryan first.
Oh shoot, I've been everything. To be honest with you,
Really?
I've tried to make money, along the way, but my goal is that I want to try and just work my way up to the biggest collectibles possible. So I've owned Todd like 5 different times, just to try to get to a bigger piece. I still
Hmm.
love Todd, obviously, But I'd say I'm a middle of the line, a little bit of flipping. Definitely try to get pieces that I want to hodl for the long term, long run.
What about stacking?
Stacking, I tried early on to do that. I kind of lost a little bit, so I wasn't that good at it. Never been that great at it. Um, so now, like, I don't have a lot of collectibles. I just have like what I think are going to be good for the long haul. So I have a couple wallets and a few VeVe logos. Those are the ones I truly believe in long term. But yeah, there's a good play to stack if you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Just gotta know what you're doing and
What about you, Jason?
I'm kind of like Ryan. I've tried to flip. But right now I'm just holding on. Um, I'm stacking right now VeVe logos, and
Stacking, huh?
that's what I'm doing. I'm stacking. I actually just messaged Real Randy Chavez about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, Randy, what do you think?" And Ryan and I were going back and forth. Hey, Walt and Mickey, should I start stacking Walt and Mickey or VeVe logos? And he's like, "Here, let me tell you why VeVe logo is a better play." And so he actually brought up some really good points, and Ryan did as well. He had said with the VeVe logo, it's 2.5% versus 8.5%. So you have to look at it from that aspect. It's the first utility that David and Dan have actually brought to the app. So this was one of the things getting a VeVe, gold and silver shirt. Also at DesignerCon, we got a card from the team. I think I got mine from David, and we got a Ron English airdrop. So we got that as well. But it's with VeVe, it's the first utility. It's first in their with their company. With the VeVe logo and everything. So I mean, to me, it means a lot because it's utility from their own company. And honestly, the sky, is limitless. So, but anyways, I have Walt and Mickey. I have some other collectibles, but I'm like Ryan. Pretty much, we're stacking grails right now.
That's amazing.
I'd love to have all of them. Just like everyone says, we wish we could all have them all. But at the end of the day, just try to get the ones you truly believe in, and that's my strategy. But yeah, the logo's probably one of the ones I believe in the most, just because we might not all be fans of Batman. We might not all be fans of Superman, Disney, whatever. But one thing we are is we're all fans of VeVe, right? So we all believe in VeVe. I believe in VeVe for the long haul. And that's like the first NFT they dropped for their own IP, and with the guaranteed utility at every event. I mean, that's just kind of why I went that route.
Yeah. Just to clarify, were you guys at an event where you received one of these logo cards, or how did you start your logo card collection?
No, I wasn't. I saw it happening. I saw them passing out the cards, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to go. So I kept my eye on it, and after hearing a couple things from the community about the plans for it, and after hearing David talk about how he wanted to make it something big, something special, and that everyone loved it so much, that's kind of when I went heavy into it.
Same
and
with
also,
you, Jason?
yeah, and also when you see David or Dan, talking like on an AMA or on a YouTube channel, whatever it may be, they always talk about the VeVe logo. And to me, when they keep bringing up the VeVe logo, to me that means it's a grail because you can hear the how compassionate they are about this company and also the logo. And you can also see the logo that's in the background of usually when when David talks as well. He brings it up quite a bit. So in the end, we're looking forward to Master Collector Program, OUP, the VeVe verse. We're looking forward to all that stuff. Rentability, gamification. The sky's the limit, honestly, with this company, and we can't wait for the future.
Yeah, couldn't agree more.
Sure.
So I see that you guys have a couple of things in the background. Are you do you consider yourselves collectors of anything in real life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never was. Sorry, Jason.
No.
Yeah, no, VeVe. It's funny how it does it, but it kind of turns you into a physical collector as well. That's just one of the things many that I love about VeVe is that it just opens your mind up to like I do like collecting. I do like, looking for cool pieces, and when you can match your physical with your digital, that's even better, in my opinion.
Did you guys happen to match your Todds by any chance?
I didn't. I got a number, but it's not the matching one. I didn't. I was able to match the other Batman I have on. You can see him in the back. The one that was initially flying, that was on the VeVe's front screen for a while.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I matched that one with the physical. So.
That's cool.
Yeah, I still haven't unboxed mine. I don't even know what number it is.
Ah,
It's
you're one
still
of
sealed.
those.
It's still sealed up. So I'm hoping it's number 1 or number 41.
And then explain to me that box you got there on top of Batman. What is that?
All right. So here, let me go grab it for you. This actually I got off of, obviously we have the AF-15, comic that we got off of VeVe, but I thought this was cool. General Mills actually did a cereal box, and it was AF-15, and there was 1,962 of these boxes. That's it, and I ended up getting number 301. So what's really cool is it continues with the comic on the back, but you can open it up. It's magnetized. So I thought that was pretty cool. I picked it up for right around $45. So,
That's amazing.
but like Ryan says, VeVe does turn you into a physical collector as well. And I see that you have some, collectibles in the back as well. And I know you're big time into Disney. And I grew up collecting, baseball cards, basketball cards, garbage pail kids, pretty much anything that I can collect. And now with finding VeVe later on in life, honestly, the sky is the limit too. I love this app. It's so easy to maneuver through. Ryan and I were just talking about this earlier today. VeVe versus Palm. The Palm NFTs, it is so hard to navigate through.
Yeah.
And I bought a couple comics on there, and I told myself, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. VeVe for life.
I do struggle with the marketplace a bit. I don't find it. I find it kind of hard to navigate. Not super user friendly.
I'm sure it'll get better over time. Just like
a
lot better over time. They're just still growing.
Yeah.
So what do you guys prefer, collectibles or comics, or you kind of like to have both?
Kind of both. I mean, Ryan and I, we talk every day, whether he's at the fire station or not, because he lives out of state, and so there's usually 3 of us that talk every day. Hey, what's your strategy this week? And we usually flip flop between the collectibles and the comics, and go back and forth. But Ryan's really strong on actually the comics right now. So
nice, congrats.
Yeah, I'm obviously both, but the comics I think are pretty undervalued as far as just especially the secret rares, in my opinion, the scarcity of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
To have a little bit of
it's been super interesting to see some of the secret rare prices and what they've been doing, especially on some of the good books. I mean, even the one that came out today, I was surprised at what the prices were doing. Did you guys land that drop, by the way?
Today?
Yeah, the X-Men comic.
Yeah,
Ryan did. I was actually forgot about it driving home from the station. So usually I set my alarm for every drop, but yeah, I actually forgot about it today. So
what'd you land?
I got a common.
Nice.
Team Common, yeah.
Team Common.
I actually got a rare today. I was super excited. I mistapped, and it was a low edition, so I didn't think I was even going to get the drop. And then when I mistapped, I'm like, oh, totally not going to get it. And I still did it anyways. I'm like, oh my god, I actually got it. I was really surprised.
Yeah, yesterday I was stoked. I got an ultra rare King, which I was very stoked on. So
nice.
Yeah, usually I'm Team Common. Ryan and I were going to make up a shirt that says Team Common.
I love it. Are you guys planning on going to more events this year, or? I mean, I'm sure it's hard with work, but.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I've already paid for my decon ticket at that booth. What was that booth, Ryan, that we went to? We got a pick from the hat, and it was like.
I don't remember what it was they were showcasing there. I can't remember.
Yeah, I already paid for my decon ticket for my girlfriend and I for next year, so we're set on that.
Awesome.
But yeah, we're actually going to be going to Comic-Con in New York as well.
Oh, really? Cool. That's exciting. Yeah, I don't know what the schedule is. I think we're still waiting to see where they're going, but yeah, hopefully I'll get to see you guys at some of those events if I can make it as well.
Absolutely.
So,
Great.
Jason, you already touched on some of the things that you're looking forward to, and if there's anything else you want to add, but with the company and the app and just the overall landscape, we'll start with Ryan. But what are some things you're looking forward to with the future of VeVe?
Um, Definitely the VV verse because that's where it all gets put together in my mind. Combining the OUP, the OMI side with the VV verse is like probably
Hmm.
looking forward to the most when it's full functioning. Um, Localization hits, whenever that is. I mean, I can't even imagine what this company is gonna do. That's being able to put everybody in one place and have everything working properly and seeing your collectibles driving around or showcasing to everybody's houses and stuff. That's good.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I can't wait for the Master Collector program. I can't wait for the VV verse, especially. Ryan and I were both at Decon where we were able to meet you, and putting on those, the VR, headsets. I mean, it was pretty cool. Get a glimpse at what the VV verse is going to look like. And also I'm going to repeat myself again, but meeting with David and Dan
Hmm.
and seeing their compassion just, I mean, elevates our level of excitement to a whole nother level. Meeting, I mean, what other CEO and CEO of a company literally does meet and greet with everybody? You don't see that too often.
Yeah.
And then you have, all these IPs, Disney and Marvel and DC. I mean, MGM, Universal, United States Postal Service, you know,
Yeah.
DV's going to be around for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And we're going to be right there with it. So,
What would you guys say is your favorite thing about VeVe right now?
Ryan,
Well,
you want to take that?
it's just how when I first found it and I started interacting with it, just the feeling it gave me, landing a drop, showcasing it, showing it off to Jason or whoever, and looking forward to the next one. And it just gives you that adrenaline rush of like, it's exciting, like, winning a little mini lottery. And then
Hmm.
that's how the slowly collector side of you starts building and growing. And you're like, oh man, this is so cool. I get to show off to my friends and everything. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
just the way it makes me feel.
no, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more, Ryan. And like we're already adrenaline junkies as it is, running into burning buildings. But I honestly like Ryan said, it's the excitement of going for the drop. And I know I sent you a video, VV Magic of us going for certain drops and stuff. And it's very cool. You got six of us at the table, sitting there, spamming the button, let's go. So it's pretty cool. Just like taps, David, he would do that. So it's cool.
Yeah, I love that you guys can do it together. I feel like that feeds into like just the good energy and the excitement of the whole thing.
That makes
Absolutely, and
it
that's
fun.
and that's the thing that I want to bring up too is Vivi's a family. Vivi is, yeah. I got my mom into it. I got my girlfriend into it. My son is into it. All of his friends are into it. My 6-year-old daughter is into it. I just bought the whole Encanto set for her the other day.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So she loves Encanto. She loves Disney. And so I showed her. I'm like, hey babe, look what's on the app. She's like, can we get it, Daddy? I'm like, absolutely, whatever you want, princess. So,
That's awesome. So what kind of like piece of advice would you give anybody that is a lot of these people involved in the app are introverts or maybe nervous to travel? What's You guys have now gone to 2 events, so what kind of advice would you give people that are considering getting more engaged with the community?
Yeah, I'd say it's a whole different level when you actually go in person and feel the vibe of everyone there, the energy. They're all in there. They're all there for the same reason that you're involved. And when you see that, everyone has that common goal, and it's like, wow, I'm part of something bigger than myself. So that was the way it was for me. It shows you,
yeah, the first year that I went to Decon, I saw the VV booth and I was there. I met Rio Randy Chavez, I met Taps, and there's maybe about 50 people that were honestly just standing at the booth. And I went on VIP night, so there was even less people. But um, this year, or I'm sorry, last year was amazing. You know, they had Lambo there. They had a real Lamborghini there.
Right.
Meeting David, meeting Dan, meeting Reese, meeting Alex G, meeting the whole VeVe fam. I mean, there were people that were coming up to us like, oh, hey, you know, like I'm from here, and met people from other countries and stuff that flew in just for this event. I mean, if that tells you anything, you know, I mean, like Brian said, you're on a whole nother level when you're there, because just talking about it, you're like, okay, cool, VeVe, Omi, you know, to the moon. But when you're there, it's the excitement just takes you to a whole nother level. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when you first get into it, you got to think you're telling people that know nothing about it, right? So you're like, oh yeah, check this out. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. You know, some people get it, some people don't. But when you go to the events, it's like everyone gets it and loves it. So you're just like on a high, right?
Yeah, that's such a good point. If you're finally like with people that understand you, it's like every day that I try to tell somebody about this and they're like, I don't get it. And then you finally get to be around the people that like are totally on the same wavelength. They're like, oh, I found my people.
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Yes.
Yeah, we have an EMS emergency medical services educator at our fire station, and I was on the phone yesterday, and he comes in, he goes, "Hey, whenever you got a minute, like just come to the front office." I was like, "All right." Finished with my phone call, went up to the front office. He goes, "All right, bud, today's the day." He goes, "I'm going all in on Omi,"
Oh, really?
and it was Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so he goes, "I'm going all in on Omi. I've done my due diligence." He goes, "This company," he goes, "I don't see how it can, you know, not go to the moon." So I was like, no, absolutely. So it was very exciting.
Yeah, that's super awesome that you get to share that with him too. And
That's cool.
I just love the camaraderie that you all have with each other of being able to support each other, bounce ideas, like should I buy this or that, and you know, get to sort of spitball things with each other and work as a team,
Right.
even though it's your own investments and your own personal goals. I mean that makes it more fun and more educational and more gives you reassurance and faith in what you're doing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 1,000,000%. Another thing that I want to say is, you know, for all the fudders out there, VeVe is a new company. You know, I'm not getting paid to say any of this stuff. This is just my belief, right? And I know Ryan feels the same way. Everybody wants to be early until they're early in a company, you know. And the thing for us is we know they're gonna have, you know, peaks and valleys and ups and downs, you know, and you know, that's just the way it is with a new company. And everything that they have said, and I've taken a lot of heat for this on the internet, but everything that David and Dan has said, it might not come in the time frame that we want it to, but everything they've said, they have 1,000,000% shown us that they can do it, and they have done it. So
Good point.
that's just my point of view on it, you know. So we want the here and now. We want to make the money now. We want to make, you know, do this and that. But I was listening to an interview with David and Dan, and they're like, "Hey, this is what we want, and we don't want to make the company so big where it's just going to crash. We want it to do this, right? And that's what you want for an amazing company. I mean, look at Amazon. In the beginning, everybody was like, okay, you know, this we're at $1, you know, and then I mean, look at it now, thousands of dollars, right? So everybody wants to be early until they're early, then they start complaining about everything, you know. But everything David and Dan has brought to the table, it's all true, you know. Might not be in the time frame that we want, but it's all come true.
Good points. I agree with you. All right. Well, this has been an amazing interview. I appreciate your guys' time and your perspectives. Anytime I chat with you guys make me more bullish because I just your energy and your passion for VeVe is infectious. And yeah, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about it with me.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks
We really appreciate
thanks
it.
for doing this. We appreciate it, and hope we get to do it again someday.
Yeah, yeah. And hopefully we'll see each other in the near future. We're not too far apart, either at some sort of event or a VV event or whatever, but we'll be in touch either way. And yeah, have a good one, guys.
Absolutely. Have a good day.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.